If you're just joining us, this is entertainment news on Channels Television, and on our spotlight today is Nigerian actor and model Emmanuel Ikubese, former Mr. Nigeria and runner-up from the Mr. World contest in 2014. He shares stories about his journey in the industry in the last 10 years, meeting Lupita Nyong'o on the set of MTV Sugar, where he was lead cast, and managing the pressure exerted on celebrities in the society. Do enjoy.
I mean, I thought you and Buma were not in talking terms, so
Yes. It's been 10 years since Nigerian model, actor and philanthropist Emmanuel Ikubese made a break within the Nigerian showbiz space as the winner of Mr. Nigeria contest back in 2014. Since then, he's gone on to represent Nigeria at the Mr. World contest, where he was runner-up, taking a lead role in the MTV series Sugar, and also earning some prominent roles in other top Nollywood productions. For him, the journey of the past 10 years has been a big privilege.
It's okay, Mr. Superhero. She's having a conversation with her husband. If you don't mind, get out.
Is everything fine? Is it?
It's been an exciting 10 years to think about. I mean, looking back now, I feel like I've been blessed, and I've been fortunate to be a part of quite a number of interesting, amazing, groundbreaking opportunities, right? I like to use the word opportunities because being a part of my flatmates, been a part of so many big international projects with MTV Sugar. We've shot in South Africa, worked with the likes of Ebony Live, Moa Bodu, with the show 50, or rather the film 50, and so much more. It's been a blessing for me. I can't take it for granted. For me, becoming Mr. Nigeria, it gave me an opportunity to do something that I've really always wanted to do, which is represent Nigeria at a global stage. I mean, I would have loved to do it as a footballer, you know, what the Super Eagles do, or as an athlete like what Toby is doing, right? But I mean, this is where I'm at in the entertainment industry, and Mr. Nigeria was one of the platforms that gave me that, to represent Nigeria at a global stage. And coming second, you know, being the first African to ever get to that space was a really huge, was a great honor for me, representing my country and making my country proud in such a major platform.
Baby, you know, even cool parents sometimes freak out when their daughter's boyfriend is HIV positive.
10 years in the industry came with notable wins and some downtime as well. But the biggest challenge for him is the intangible pressure that comes with being in the limelight.
What has it taken away from me? I have actually been very careful not to let the industry take anything away from me. I've tried to be myself as much as I can, seeing what I do more or less as a platform, right? Of expressing the things and the gifts and the talents that God has put inside of me to express to the world. Because the industry is very demanding. If you let yourself go for a second, you can cross a line that it would take a lot for you to come back. And I have tried so much to be the Emmanuel that I've always been before I got into the limelight, and continue to be in that space, even though the spotlight is still on me, right? So that's one of the things that I've tried to hold on to, so that I don't lose myself in the process of trying to please the whole world. Because I've realized in this industry, people don't really care about you, right? They just want to enjoy the news and the buzz about what you bring at that particular moment. And you know, unfortunately, if you're not buzzing at that time, they move on to the next person. The pressure is so bad. Like, I see how people put so much pressure on themselves in trying to look a certain way. For me, this is what I always say to people around me. I want to be known for the work that I produce. That's why a lot of times people don't see a lot of my personal life out there, you know, because I want to be known for my work. That's why a lot of time when you see me in the news is because of something that I'm doing, rather than just something to trend.
You know what? I'm done with your nonsense side comments. What's your problem? If you have anything to say, open your dirty mouth and say it.
Do not say a word.
On the Sugar series, he got to work with then upcoming actress Lupita Nyong'o. At that period, Lupita was associate directing and acting on the project sponsored by MTV to create awareness about HIV/AIDS amongst young people.
Lupita it's rather, I mean, she's alive, so she's someone who impacted me as an actor. I remember she was directing, not full time, but she was in school at the time, and she was acting as well, but she was also directing. She was learning how to direct, and she was doing that with the director on set. And I remember, like I said, it was my first time acting. I've never been on a major set like that before. And I was doing something, I was very particular about just waiting for my own lines to, as an actor, you're just waiting for your own lines to interpret and just be the character. So I was just, when it's time for me to speak, I speak and I try to act, right? And then when the other person is doing their own lines, I'm just like looking like, and that was so poor of me, right? I mean, I didn't know any better at the time. So she called me, and that thing literally stood out for me, even up to today. She called me, she's like, Emmanuel, when you're acting, you have to be in the scene. You have to remain in the scene. You can't shut out of the character. You have to stay in the character. And when you're not giving your own dialogue or your own line, you have to allow, when the person is speaking, you have to receive what the person is saying through your facial expressions. You have to take it. We have to see you present in the scene. She came and she whispered that to me. And I was like, wow, okay. And that changed how I started to react. I started to understand that acting is not actually just waiting till you speak, till you give your own line. It's remaining in the scene. It's becoming the character. And I tell you, she did that for me, and that has stayed with me for a very long time. And talking about if we're still in touch, no, we're not. Lupita became such a huge superstar. We didn't see that coming. And we had a relationship a little bit. I mean, in such a way that, we're just high friends, not major friends. We're just high friends. But I mean, she became that global superstar. It was just impossible to reach, and all that. And ever since then, we've not even crossed paths. We've not seen. But I'm proud of what she's doing. She's inspired a lot of us, and I mean, she's inspired us, and we're hoping to get and even do a lot more than what she's done. So yeah.
Ikubese has come full circle and has earned production and directing credits in Nollywood himself. While he still aspired to break his current glass ceiling professionally, he's also very dedicated to humanitarian activities, including campaigns against gender-based violence and more recently to raise awareness about sickle cell and help raise funds for healthcare provision.
Many people still do not know their genotype. In fact, a lot more people do not know the difference between a genotype and a blood group. Really, really sad. Due to our ignorance about sickle cell, we have ended up stigmatizing the very people who need nothing more than our love and care as fuel for hope to better healthcare and medical advancement to help them deal with the burden of living with sickle cell disease.
A cousin of mine passed away, with sickle cell. And I think I was like, okay, God, I get the message. Let me do something. Let me lend my voice and see and just use the things that I know how to do best, And at the time, I started to do research and spoke to lots of people in the sickle cell community, spoke to hematologists, spoke to research people, spoke to warriors themselves, and just got a lot of resources. And I wrote a book about it. And the film is there's a film as well. So in February, we did something called Run for a Warrior, which was basically running at the Lagos State City Marathon. And we were doing that to raise awareness for sickle cell and also to raise money and, to help people living with sickle cell, most especially in low-income areas, to put them on HMO, which is medical insurance. So we had to, in partnership with Sammy, I can't take that credit, this year in February. And we raised a lot more. I think over 7 million naira, we were able to put them on HMO. So this time around on World Sickle Cell Day, that project spiraled into, I think it was for about 3 months, from February. Then on World Sickle Cell Day, we engaged with talented artist Neon Adejo, and of course the spoken word superstar, I call her IB Quick, to create something for the sickle cell community, basically to do something to create awareness, but also to inspire hope this time around, right? And it was such an amazing, it was trending, and the comment was just beautiful. Hearing people say, I wished my brother who passed away a few years ago saw something like this. I just felt like that touched the heart of not just people to begin to learn more about sickle cell, but even to the sickle cell community in itself. So what we're doing is we're doing the sickle cell, the Sing for Sickle Cell Warrior Challenge, to get more people to do their own rendition of this, so that certain spaces where we cannot reach, right? People can take it to their own little pockets of in their own communities, those little pockets, and we can inspire much more people and create awareness in such a manner.
I will rise again.
Well, that's where we'll draw the curtains on the program today. Join us again next time. But before then, follow us on all social media platforms by using the handles showing on your screen. My name is Abide Midairo, and I will see you again next time.